This is the intro for the 1968 TV show Dream House. Hello, and welcome to This, That, and the Other.
Thank you. A good Monday to you. Welcome to Dream House. We're back again with our two young married couples, and we are about to ask them all about their world of today. The couple.
So basically, I looked at an episode of this on YouTube. The show premiered March 27th, 1968, and was on until January 2nd, 1970, replaced by the show All My Children, which was on for several years. The show was hosted by Mike Darrow, who I remember was the original host of the show, The $128,000 Question, which came out in 1976. And the next season, Alex Trebek took it over. Before had really become famous, he didn't really become famous until he got the host of that took over as the host of that show, Jeopardy. That was what really did it for him. And they also hosted Classic Concentration as well. Two different couples would compete with each other for a room for a house, and they would basically do like a girl's bedroom and then have it totally furnished with various things, or maybe a den and have like a television set and furniture and that kind of stuff. Couples that were on the show long enough to be able to win 7 rooms of furniture on the daytime version, 4 on the 1968 primetime version, won their choice of either a new house worth over $40,000 plus $7,000 to purchase land, or they could opt for $20,000 in cash. Questions would be asked, and the first couple to buzz in with the correct answer scored 5 points. A wrong answer, however, gave the other couples a chance to score 10 points with the same question if they got it right. 2 teams of 2, usually married couples, one of them a returning champion, competed to win a house worth approximately $100,000. Hosts read a true-false toss-up question open to all four players. Correct answer awarded that couple $50 in their choice of 4 categories, while miss gave the money and control to their opponents. Each category had a multiple choice question with 3 possible answers. After the couple in control gave their answer, the opponents had the option to challenge and select a different one. The couple with the right answer won $100 or $150 in the event of an unsuccessful challenge. Each team could challenge twice during the round. Once a category had been played, it was removed from the board and a new toss-up was asked. The round continued with all 4 categories until all 4 categories had been used. That's basically some stuff I found off of the internet. I'm not going to go over the whole all the rules of that game, but basically they challenged each other, and the winning couple got that room of the house, and they stayed on the show, and then another couple would come on to challenge them, etc. Show ended amidst controversy in summer of 1969. TV Guide reported that none of the houses given away on the series at that point had been completed, and according to the report, some winning couples had to borrow considerably more money than the $7,000 the show awarded for the purchase of land. No surprise there. Shortly after the publication of the article, Dream House began offering the option of $20,000 in lieu of a house, but the damage had already been done. Ratings began to decline. The show network canceled Dream House in late 1969. Its final episode aired on January 2nd, 1970. The show was replaced by the new soap opera All My Children, which went on a 43-yard run. Now, they did bring the show was brought back in 1983 to 1984, and it was hosted by Bob Eubanks, the Newlywed Game host I was just looking at this again. What I was reading as far as the rules was basically rules from the 1983, 1984 version. But I did look at that one episode of Dream House, and kind of interesting. Like I said, in the late 1960s, as a kid, I do remember hearing advertisements for the show. I never actually saw the show, and I remember somebody was asking my mother one time if she'd ever watched the show, and I don't think she had. But anyway, I remember a show that had the first word dream, so I guess it was Dream House. It was what I saw that, you know, ads for, and it makes sense because that would have been the time frame that show was on. And it says the mastered studio tapes from 68 to 70 are known not to exist, may have been erased by ABC. That was standard procedure for its daytime programs until 1978. They did that because videotape at the time was expensive, and they figured once the show was watched one time, people were not going to be interested in watching it again, so they would just record over. So a lot of the old game shows, competitions and stuff, there's no record of them anymore. Some of these were filmed, I don't know if all of them were filmed on kinescopes, and kinescopes have been found in collections, and that's where these episodes end up turning up, like this one I was looking at on YouTube. I saw where there was like two different episodes of that 1968 version, and there's a handful of the 1983, 84 version. Bob Eubanks also on YouTube. I did not watch that one, but kind of an interesting show, Dream House, and no surprise that people ended up having to borrow more money just to get their house built. I don't know if anybody actually ended up with a finished house in the end, but I did see a comment where one couple said that one man or woman from the couple was saying that they were on the show and they won, and they opted to go with the $20,000 instead of the dream home being built. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, another thing, at the very beginning, the couples would get an option to choose what type of home they wanted, such as colonial, ranch. I don't believe those two were options on the show, but I'm just using those as options of types of home, types of architecture. And that being said, I'm looking for ideas on shows to do in the future, shows about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history. This one is definitely obscure. I had forgotten about this show existing. And as always, like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching.